Greetings, patients. This is Dr. Chad Rolland with RollandHealth.com from Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm bringing you another video in the series of essential minerals and nutritional supplements that are important for your immune system. Today we're going to talk about calcium, magnesium, zinc, and selenium. Now let's get started with calcium. Calcium does many things in the body. It often works in conjunction with magnesium and phosphorus. It helps bone health, teeth, nerve function. It's important in energy and hormone signaling. It's important in blood clotting and membrane permeability. Now, we need calcium in our body for many different things, but how do we get it in there? It does exist in a number of different foods, but our body uses a lot of calcium. In fact, 99% of it is stored in the skeleton or in the bones. When we're taking in calcium, we need strong stomach acid so that we can digest that calcium and break it down and get it into our body. A lot of Americans are on some type of stomach acid blocker or proton pump inhibitor, and that interferes with proper calcium digestion. Other things that we need to help with calcium absorption are going to be vitamins A, vitamin C, and vitamin D. These also are deficient in a number of people. Sesame seed oil, or vitamin F as it's called, alpha-linolenic acid and linolenic acid, help get calcium then from the blood into the tissues or into the cells themselves. So that's another important part of moving calcium into the body where it can be helpful. Now, as I mentioned on my other video about fevers, that calcium plays an important role in helping to strengthen and fortify macrophages as they do their job during the function of a fever. And fever, one of the things that it does is it pulls or mobilizes calcium out of the skeleton so that the macrophages have it available. So by taking small amounts of a healthy type of calcium every half hour, every hour, I can really help support my body and encourage those macrophages to do their job well so that I don't have to sacrifice my skeletal bone. That's something to keep in mind for that. Now, what type of calcium should I consider? Calcium citrate, calcium lactate, or calcium gluconate are some of the better forms of calcium. Calcium carbonate, which I believe is the most economical or the cheapest version, is a lot like sidewalk chalk, and it's just not very useful for your body. Too much calcium, of course, might cause kidney stones. We need to make sure that we're drinking sufficient amounts of water and that we have an appropriate phosphorus balance. As you look at using calcium in your body, you can find it in foods such as dark green leafy vegetables, almonds, walnuts, eggs, and also some fish. Now, calcium that we use in our office here is one type of calcium. You can see it says multi-source CalMag, so it has different types of calcium, but it's also combined with magnesium. A liquid form makes it more easier for some people to digest and absorb, and it's also easy to share with children when you have a liquid that you don't have to worry about tablets. You can see it also comes with vitamin D, which we mentioned is necessary for absorption. Let's talk briefly about magnesium. Magnesium is very important. It's an essential major mineral in over 300 different enzyme reactions. It is essential for muscle function and a wide range of cellular reactions, part of the ATP or the energy production of the body, and it's a main carrier of metabolic energy. It is part of the glycolysis or blood sugar regulation, and it reduces insulin resistance. Magnesium also is very important for heart and blood pressure regulation, for membrane transportation. 2/3 of magnesium exists in our skeleton and the other third in soft tissues. Magnesium helps with bone dynamic strength. Magnesium is also really important for nerve function, helps migraines, depression, PMS, muscle cramping, and other types of muscle pain. One of the top 5 nutrients that Americans are deficient in is reported to be magnesium. Many processed foods are lacking in magnesium. Now, if we talk about types of magnesium that's useful for us, that magnesium lactate and citrate are two of the better forms. You'll find magnesium oxide, which is one of the cheaper forms, and that's not very useful to our body. Magnesium can be found naturally in pumpkin seeds, spinach, black beans, quinoa, salmon, almonds, cashews, and avocado. That's magnesium, and many of us should be taking that as a supplement. The next mineral that we're talking about is zinc. Now, zinc you'll hear a lot in the news. Keep in mind that this video was produced in 2020, and you'll hear a lot in the news about its immune benefits, and we're going to talk about that. But zinc is also a major antioxidant, and it is included in over 300 enzyme reactions itself, including a very important one for superoxide dismutase, or otherwise known as SOD. It affects, as we mentioned, innate and adaptive immune function, and zinc is known to actually interfere with viral replication. Zinc is found in the mucous membranes of the throat and lungs. It does help with normal cell division. It provides benefits for brain development, nervous function. It helps with heavy metal detoxification. It's important for joint and skin growth and support. It's important for wound healing. It's important for fertility and pregnancy. Zinc is found in every cell in the body. I'm going to hold up here some zinc options. So here's a zinc picolinate, and this is a stronger version of zinc. And then zinc often comes in a lozenge, because if you're trying to have it beneficial during a time of sickness, often you would want to take it a couple times a day as a smaller dose instead of a higher amount. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So different types of zinc that come. Now, zinc needs help getting into the cells, and this may be where you've heard about it in the news with a particular medication that's being used to help push the zinc into somebody's body so that it can work as a natural antiviral. Quercetin also is purported to be an ionophore, helping to move the zinc into the cells. Quercetin is a natural bioflavonoid that's available over the counter, and that's something that we talked about in another video. Zinc, of course, as a mineral, is a positively charged ion, and it needs that help getting it through the cell membrane and into the cell. Selenium and niacin are also important. We're going to talk about selenium next in zinc absorption. Consuming refined sugar, is that a problem for Americans? Consuming refined sugar depletes zinc stores. Now, supposedly zinc is not stored in many places, even though it's in every cell of the body, because it's used a lot. We don't consume a lot of it. There's not a lot of reserves like we would have for calcium or magnesium. So we need to consume zinc in a healthy diet. Supposedly, estimates are that 90% of the population consume a zinc deficient diet, especially who? Especially elderly who are not eating healthy, nutritious, or they're eating highly processed foods. So zinc is a very important component for a healthy diet. Zinc also, if we talk about what types of zinc is good, zinc picolinate, methionine, and gluconine are chelated versions are better. Zinc oxide you'll see sometimes, and that is a low quality and just not very useful for our body. Zinc is found in food sources, legumes, lentils, chickpeas, beans, pumpkin seeds, peanuts, cashews, almonds, whole grains such as whole wheat, rice, and oats, and it's also found in dairy, eggs, and meat. Now keep in mind with zinc, it is better to take smaller doses multiple times throughout the day. Too much zinc, and that's thought to be between 150 and 200 milligrams, might actually lead to the sense of nausea, but more importantly, it can lead to copper deficiency, and a copper deficiency may also weaken the immune system by affecting the lymphocytes. So as I'm looking at how much zinc I'm taking, now the ones I was just showing you are anywhere from 20 to 50 milligrams per tablet, so it takes a number of tablets in order to get to 150 or 200 for the day. So as you're looking at your zinc to copper ratio, zinc to copper you would want to have 2 to 1, twice as much zinc as copper, up to 15 to 1. And copper you take up to a maximum of 10 milligrams per day. That's something that's reported as okay. Now, a number of multivitamins are removing copper from them because of the possible link of high levels of copper contributing to brain health problems such as dementia, Alzheimer's. That's still being researched, but that's something for you to keep in mind. Copper is essential, but how much do we need? We want to make sure we're not getting too much copper. Now let's talk lastly about selenium. Selenium is a cofactor to glutathione peroxidase, which protects cells and plasma against free radical injury. It plays a significant role in zinc absorption, as we just mentioned, and its bioavailability. Selenium helps the active thyroid hormone T3. It reduces inflammation, speeds immune response, and may help some cancers and heart disease. Selenium also has been shown to help with HIV, influenza, tuberculosis, and hepatitis C. Now here's one form of selenium. This particular selenium has also vitamin E and vitamin C in it, because selenium works very well with vitamin E, which, as you know, is a strong immune component if you listen to my vitamin podcast. And vitamin E is also beneficial for helping to protect the cells. Selenium is found in Brazil nuts, walnuts, certain grains, and fish. Over 400 milligrams, though, be cautioned, is thought to be too much, leading to possible neurological symptoms. Now, many of these are temporary. If you're taking supplements, it takes a while to create a problem by overdosing, so to speak, or taking too many, because your body will store those supplements. It will flush them out if they're water soluble. And when you reduce or take a break or reduce the quantity you're taking, then often those problems remit fairly quickly. But keep in mind that with supplements, it's important to know how much that you need to take, and that is based on your body size, your gender, your health condition, your diet, because you can create, in some cases, health problems by taking too much, not only too little of a particular nutritional supplement. Now, this information is accurate to the best of my knowledge. Although what I share is what I personally do, it's not medical advice. You should talk to your medical doctor. I don't know your particular case. If you're interested in contacting me, we can work together to help you find better health. If you're interested in reaching our office, you can reach us at Rolland with 2Ls health.com. That's our website. Or call us at 814-734-5000. So until next time, this is Dr. Chad Rolland wishing you the best of health and happiness.